It's gotten so bad that I'll just be minding my own business, going about my day, and then it'll pop into my head and I just can't help it but go, no! Today on the show, we talk AFL and NRL, golf, football, Formula One, and old mate Scotty lands a perfect spear tackle on an unsuspecting 7-year-old. Still not the most embarrassing thing that happened to him this weekend. This is $0 given. It was so Doug Nicholls round in the AFL, but unfortunately it's not going to be remembered for that. It's going to be remembered for being the worst officiated round of AFL I've ever seen in my life. Any slight shove of an opponent or an eyebrow raise at an umpire, and it was a free and 50. Our own Tommy Rockcliffe pointing out 63 frees in this one game, 9 of which resulted in Hawthorn goals. That is 54 points given to them by umps. Yeah, here we go again. Round 10 will go down as the worst umpired rounds ever. Lottie Richo chiming in, some outrageous stuff in Launceston. How much more do the AFL need to see? If the AFL had any balls, they'd just get rid of umpire dissent now, but they can't do that because they still have to look like, oh yeah, we care about umpires as well. They put themselves in a box. Unbelievable. Onto the, funnier, lighter side of the AFL. We saw, Bo McCreary sign a meat pie. A freaking meat pie. I don't think I've ever seen it. That is a first. Can't wait for someone to try to get a sausage roll signed at the next game. Anyway, we saw Jack Ginnivan giving it big and actually celebrating before he even kicked a goal. Tell you what, only played about, 15 games of footy, but he's making an impact. The AFL also made the announcement that nothing would change. And yes, we are still going to have a 2:30 p.m. grand final time, which is, again, sensible. But are we going to do this every single year? We're going to be in the year 2060 and still debating, do we go for a twilight game? I mean, my God, man. And also shout out to the AFL women's as well, because they are going to be getting, a 94% increase in their pay, going from I think an average pay of $35K a year to 70 something. And I just got to give a shout out to this chick. I mean, I'm assuming some of you have already seen this. This St Kilda fan has been blowing up on TikTok. It's gotten so bad that I'll just be minding my own business, going about my day, and then it'll pop into my head and I just can't help it but go, no! And there wasn't just refereeing controversy in the AFL, also in the NRL. We had some suspect big bunker calls. We had the referees play this on, and for a second I thought, wait, are we watching league or are we watching union? I genuinely forgot what sport I was looking at. We had Josh Papali play his 250th game, and the Raiders made sure that they got the win on the big day against South Sydney Rabbitohs. And the Storm lost again for the second week in a row, and another pretty big shellacking. I mean, that still wasn't the best tackle of the week, but close second. But the AFL's had their fun with Indigenous round, and now it's the NRL's turn coming up next week. Moving on to football, and we have a bit to cover. We have Manchester City winning the Premier League again in dramatic fashion. They won after coming back from 2-0 down. They scored 3 goals in less than 10 minutes. This man, Ilkay Gundogan, got 2 of them, including the winner. And the limbs were quite unbelievable, and rightfully so. The entire bench cleared out. Kyle Walker took off, ran faster than he's ever done before, and that's saying something. But another 90-plus point season for Liverpool without a title, and they went a little bit too early on getting that trophy out on Anfield's pitch. I mean, yeah, Salah definitely thought he had his Aguero moment until he realised, oh, wait a minute, the other blokes are still winning. I mean, just look at how defeated he was as soon as he realised, oh, no. I mean, look at him. He was flat for the rest of the day. He got to share a golden boot with Heung-min Son, but he looks absolutely fried. He looks devastated. Looks like he's seen some stuff. Shout out to Heung-min Son, by the way. I mean, obviously only just scraped Champions League, but he got 23 goals in the Premier League, 0 penalties, unlike Mo Salah. That is impressive. The Premier League wasn't the only season that wrapped up as well on the weekend. We also saw AC Milan win Serie A for the first time in a decade maybe. I forgot to mention too, but we also saw Richarlison, an Everton player, posting a laughing gif when Liverpool failed to win the title. He doesn't play for a team that finished in 16th place. I get the patter, but my God, man, read the room. You lost 5-1 today, and oh my God. You actually almost got to rate the fact that he has no awareness. Leeds ended up staying up, and Rafinha went into the crowd to have a good little celebration. We also saw Kylian Mbappe agree to what I think has surely got to be the greatest contract in the history of sports. In just 3 years, this mofo is going to get paid 600 million euros. And yes, I did the math. That's 900 million Australian. Just absurd. But back home in Australia, we saw obviously Melbourne City getting the job done against Adelaide United. So they're heading off to the grand final. Speaking of ludicrous too, we also saw a 15-year-old fan get dragged away by police because he fell over a fence, I think in a goal celebration or something, but just ridiculous. Everybody pointing out how there were literally hands thrown in the NRL and not a single cop to be seen, yet anything happens at the A-League, even minimal, and it's just, on. When's it going to end, Robbie? Unbelievable. We saw Western United beat Melbourne Victory as well, so they are going to be taking on Melbourne City in the grand final. And Western United, they had the receipts. No one backed them. Not even me, I got to admit. But hey, they're the ones in the big show, so fair play. And in the Formula we had the Spanish Grand Prix where Max Verstappen won again. I think that's like his third in a row. Yes, indeed it is. Imola, Miami, Barcelona, and the Monaco Grand Prix coming up. You know Leclerc's going to bottle that. He always does. So it could very well be 4. Leclerc actually had a failure or a bit of reliability issue. So that means Verstappen took 25, 26 points. Leclerc got none. And he has now overtaken him as the leader of the championship. Moral of the story, do not cook and watch F1 at the same time. The Formula One broadcast also tried using drones, which I thought was on paper a decent idea, and then I saw it in actual practice, and my god, yeah, this about sums it up. My head was spinning. It was so bad, they couldn't just focus on what they were trying to film. It was ghastly. Is it just me, or does the drone cam absolutely nothing but motion sick? Yes, good. I'm not even the guy that gets motion sick. I don't get sick on a boat. I don't get sick watching 3D movies. I was literally queasing. And we had a major on this weekend, the PGA Championship. Justin Thomas ended up taking it. I think it's his second major in total and his second PGA Championship. Mito Pereira was like in front for almost the whole thing and then choked so hard on the final hole. He found the water with a really poor drive. He double bogeyed, so he didn't just, lose his lead. He didn't even get to make the playoff. Yes, it was a playoff, free golf, as you put it, between Will Zalatoris and Justin Thomas. JT getting it done. Zalatoris sneaking up on JT as they walk off to the first play. He actually does look like him. I'm not kidding. Look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. And I was so happy for Justin Thomas until he did this dabbing in 2022. I thought we all agreed we were going to leave that in 2016, mate. Also, by the way, how cold was this from the Pom, Matthew Fitzpatrick? Just up and out of the bunker. Doesn't even watch it. Right into the cup, my lord. That is cold. Is it cold enough to get him Legend of the Week? Let's find out. Every single weekend on my Twitter, I ask you guys for your nominees for the Legend of the Week. So let's see who you've got this week. Scrolling down to start things off, I'm not surprised. Gundogan has got a bunch of votes. Balotelli. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. Look at this goal. He does about, 8, 9 step overs, and then you think he's just going to left foot. No, he goes for the Rabona finish and actually pulls it off. That is nuts. I barely knew he was still playing, but still fair. Jesse Marsh. We got Legend of the Week for Josh Papali for the 250. Fair enough. No, we don't need to talk about Sunderland. I wish they'd stayed down in League One where they belong, but that's fine. Ariane Titmus for the new world record. Yeah. Katie Ledecky, eat your heart out, because our girl has got you covered. She beat, to be fair, by a couple hundredths of a second. And while we're on swimming, by the way, can I just give my own nomination for Cody Simpson? He is going to be swimming for Australia at the Commonwealth Games. This guy, 10 years ago, was like a teenage pop sensation, and now he is like one of the elite swimmers in this country. That is unbelievable. That is mega impressive, but for me, I'm probably going to give this one to Ilkay Gundogan. He won his team at Premier League, coming off the bench, scoring 2. That is legendary behavior. So much to look forward to next week. Be sure to join me for it. We've got the Champions League final. We've got the Monaco Formula One Grand Prix and much more. But anyway, until next time, people, my name is Jake Buckley. Catch you all next time. See you later and bye-bye.